Start. So, do you guys remember what did we learn yesterday? Do you remember? Yes, beta. Yeah, Aditi, go ahead. We were talking about quadrilaterals. Yeah? Okay. Do you remember what did we learn yesterday? We learned about quadrilaterals, right? When we talked about kite, we talked about parallelogram, we talked about rhombus, squares, rectangles, yeah? Okay. So now, today let's see, if you look at what we have done so far, it is like a journey. We started with single line. We talked about line. We talked about line segment. We talked about rays. This was single line. Now, we said, okay, one is not enough. Let's go to two lines. That is when we saw the lines making angles. Yeah? And we learned about acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle. Then we learned about the lines not making any angle or not meeting each other. Come on in, come on in, come on in. You guys can take those chairs. We have enough chairs so far. Find out, it's place for yourself. Okay. So then we talk. So Tasvik and Nate, we have not missed anything yet so far. Okay. We are just doing a recap of what we have learned so far. Then we'll go on. So we talked about single line, line segments, rays. We talked about angles, parallel lines. Then we said, okay, two is not enough. What next? We said, okay, let's go to something which is made of three lines. That is when we talked about triangles. And we talked about the properties of the triangles, right? That is where we talked about equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle and scalene triangle. We talked about acute angle triangle, right angle triangle and obtuse angle triangle. Everybody here, pay attention to the... Look at me, I'm looking very smart today. Here. Okay. So, the triangles, okay? Now we said, okay, three sides, not enough. How about next? Quadrilateral. Rectangle, square, rhombus, kite, parallelogram. All this we learned, right? Now we are saying 4 is not enough. What next? After pentagon. So pentagon is what? Pentagon is a shape, a closed shape which has 5 sides. Yeah? Looks like a house. Yeah? So don't say my house is a pentagon. It is just a shape which has 5 sides, which looks like the front of the house. Yeah? Now, so here also, when you have to know about the property of this shape, we are talking about it's a shape which has 5 sides. There are 5 sides and there are 5 angles also. We saw a triangle which had 3 sides, 3 angles. We saw a quadrilateral which had 4 sides, 4 angles. We have seen a pentagon which had 5 sides and 5 angles. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Okay? Everybody is here. Here. Okay? So we are talking about pentagon as the next shape where we have 5 sides and 5 angles. This part is clear? Clear? Okay. What is next? What is next? Hexagon. 5 sides not enough. We need 6 sides. 6 sides. If it has 6 sides, it has 6 angles also. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3.
It looks like a diamond and it looks like a house.
It looks like a diamond and looks like a house, yes.
Yes. If you didn't look like this bottom one, then it would be that shape.
Yes. Yeah? So if I draw like this, it will look like a house. If I have 6 sides, it looks like a diamond. Yeah? So, a hexagon has 6 sides and 6 angles. And so far we are only learning the properties. We have not done anything so far. Okay. Now, so we can continue going on. There will be a shape with 7 sides. Heptagon. Heptagon. 6 sides hexagon. 7 sides heptagon. 8 sides octagon. And you can simply go on. Okay. All pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, and you can just go on. So we'll stop there. And all the shapes which has more than 2 sides, we can also give it one name, and that is called
Triangle.
polygon. Any shape which has more than 2 sides is also called polygon, because poly means many. This stands for sides. So any shape which has many sides, that is called polygon. So be it a triangle, be it a quadrilateral, be it a pentagon, hexagon, everything is a polygon. If somebody says draw a polygon, you will say how many sides? Because polygon is for every shape. It is not clear. So if somebody says draw a polygon, you will say okay fine. How many sides? 3 sides, 4 sides, 8 sides. So you say okay, 4 sides. So that means you are asking me to draw a quadrilateral or a rectangle or a square, and then you draw it. Okay? This part is clear? Everybody is clear? Okay. Now, Yaditi. Saying something? Shreyanshi, everything clear so far? Okay. Sami, clear? Okay. Now, let's go to the next level of geometry. So far we have only talked about shapes. Even if you know a lot of shapes or the properties, how does it help? It's like me. If I say I'm a teacher and I only look like this and I'm this tall and I talk, that is of no use. You want to know what extra you can do with your teacher. Do you want to use your teacher to learn something? Or do you want to use your teacher for talking to him? Or do you want to use your teacher for playing cricket with him? Yeah? So we have to find out how to use those properties. Let's look at it. So any shape that we talk about, any shape. Now let's look at what do you see on the board? Okay. So some kids are seeing some triangles here. Okay, yes, Jaganya, you tell me. What do you see here? What is that?
It's a triangle.
These are triangles. There are many triangles that you see on the board, right? Yeah? Okay, Aditi, what do you see?
Large triangle, okay. A medium triangle and a very small triangle.
Okay. Very nice. So at least you were able to see it properly. Okay, let's see what Shreyanshi says. What do you see, beta?
I see like the triangle is from large to small.
Yeah. And how about you, Shalini? Do you see anything different?
The shape in the triangle has many different sizes.
Okay, that's another information. Just call me back in a minute. That's why I was wondering why it is so loud. Okay, so as you guys said, and that was all right. Next, you see the same thing. So many triangles, some big triangles, some small triangles, some very small triangles, some tiny triangles. Yeah, that's what you see. Okay. So Shalini said that she sees different triangles like everybody said, but she said that they are different sizes. Now, that is exactly what most of you said. There are different size, triangles of different size. What do we mean by that? Something is big versus something small. What do we mean by that? And I know I'm asking very stupid questions, okay, but just bear with me. I'm just trying to read your mind, how a child thinks about these things, okay? Tell me. There are different sizes. What does it mean? Okay, now let me give you another example. I am very big, I am very bulky, fat. You guys are tiny, small, cute. Yeah? So your size is small, my size is big. Yeah? That's another way of looking at it. This is like me, this is like you guys. Yeah? Right? Now, what it means to me, that if I go to Walmart to buy clothes for me, will I go to child section or will I go to adult section? Adult section, right? Because I need things which are bigger in size. My body's size is bigger. It needs more space, it needs more clothes, right? So is the case here. This guy is bigger, smaller. This guy needs more space on the board. This needs very little space on the board. So size tells you how much space. Size tells you how much space it will take on the board. Yep, yeah.
Sorry, is this about volume?
No, we are not going to volume yet. So we'll talk about volume when we go to three-dimensional objects. Right now we are talking about two-dimensional objects, meaning only length and width, no height. These triangles don't have height. These are this side or this side. There is no third dimension actually. Nothing. So if you look at this looks like a rectangle. If you look at this like a dry razor, then it has length, width and height also. We are not talking about a 3D object right now, we are talking about a 2D object, meaning something that can be drawn on a piece of paper. Okay? Yes, Salini.
So are you saying that every single triangle that we see needs space?
It needs space, yes. Size. So like I said, if I am fat, if I am big, I need bigger clothes. I need larger clothes, larger dress. For you guys, you need smaller dress. That means something small needs more space or more clothes. Or something big which needs more space or more clothes. Small needs less space or less clothes. Yeah? Like for you guys, you need a smaller chair to sit down. I probably need a bigger chair. Right? So here I am trying to refer to something called area. Any object is small will need less space, or in mathematical terms we call it area. Space taken by any object on a piece of paper on a surface is called area. Now if you relate all that you see here, right? This needs more area or more space, less area or less space, even lesser area, lesser space, even lesser area. Yeah? Now you imagine, if you ask me that, sir, when you are taking class, make sure that you are standing on the tip of this pen to take the class. If you ask me to stand on the tip of the pen and then take the class, will I be able to do that? And if an ant is teaching you guys, and if you ask the ant to stand on the tip of the pen and then take the class, will the ant be able to do that? Yes, right? Because ant needs less area or less space to stand on. Whereas my feet are bigger. I need something bigger than my feet to stand on and take the class. Right? That is the importance of area. That is the use of area. Now if I say, draw a picture of my house or the picture of the classroom on this board. The classroom is much bigger than this board, right? You're not going to draw the whole thing. You might create a small image. So this is how the classroom looks like, but this is not the same size of the classroom. This is just a picture of it. I cannot draw the whole thing on the board. This is much smaller. So meaning anything which needs more area or is bigger, it shows the space that it takes on the surface to draw it, to keep it, to make it lie on. Yeah? Now let's look at some more examples. Just by looking at these 4 pictures, is it not easy to tell which one is the smallest of all? Which one is smallest?
The triangle.
The triangle. Why it is smallest? If you tell me mathematically, yes, second year. Sami. Yeah.
It's the smallest because it takes the least area.
It takes least area. Sami, is that what you would say as well? How about you, Aditi?
I'm saying
Same as Yaganya and Sami also? Yes. So now earlier we were saying that okay, this is big, this is small. Now we become little more little more knowledgeable, and now we can say, we can talk in mathematical terms, say okay fine, this is the smallest of all because it takes least area on the board. Yeah? And people will say, wow, you know area also. Yeah? We'll find out how we find out the area of different shapes. That also we'll learn. Not in a hurry, but right now we are trying to build the concept around it, which says that okay, area, if anybody says area of something, my simple understanding or interpretation is that any object area is the space taken by it on the surface. My feet's area is the space taken by it on the ground where I am standing. And my feet would need more area than the area of my needed by my feet, right, to stand on. So that is how you can relate it with real life. Let's say your mommy is making food, okay, and then you are told to okay, put the utensils on the table to have dinner. What will you do? You will put the bigger utensils at the base and then smaller ones on the top, right? If you do the other way around, what will happen? It falls, it flips. So there also you are applying math. You are using something which has bigger area so that you can keep other things on the top of it which needs smaller area. Yeah? So there also we are applying math. So what I am trying to tell you guys is that math is everywhere around us. Everywhere. No matter whether you like this as a subject or not. But we deal with math every day, Who dropped off? You can hear? Okay. Alright. We'll come back. So, we end up using math every day, everywhere, for every transaction that we do every time. Right? Now, we talked about what is area, what is the understanding of area. Okay, so far we have not used any formula. Yes, Sami?
The definition of area.
Yeah, so not asking the definition of area, we have just understood what is area, how do we relate to what is called area, and then when we go to next level, we'll try finding out how to find out area of a rectangle, how to find out area of a square, so on and so forth. Yeah? Alright. So, we just understood what is area. Now let's try to understand another thing that is called perimeter. Do you guys know what is a perimeter? No? Any guess? Yep, Shalini? Anybody here in the class? What is a perimeter?
A
Yep.
thing around the shape.
Around the shape?
Example is like the perimeter is around the shape.
Okay. How about you, Sami?
And pretty much the same thing as well.
Pretty much.
A perimeter is like the outline of a shape.
Outline of a shape. Yep. So, I'll give you a very lame example here again. So, let's say this is my farming land in my village. Okay? What would be my perimeter? The length of the wire that I need to barricade my land. Yeah? The outline. If I want to barricade it so that animals don't come and disturb or destroy my crop, I will barricade it. So the length of the wire or the motion I need for covering it, that will be my perimeter. Right? So, and what will be my area? Area, let's say same land. My area tells me how big is my land. If my neighbor has a plot next to mine of this size, I can brag about it and say, see, I have a bigger land than yours. Why? Because the area of my land is more than area of this poor guy. Yeah? So that is how we relate with this, right? So you guys would have seen, right? Here when you go to an apartment or to a house, right? You say, what is the total area of the apartment? You say, okay, 500 square feet, 1000 square feet, 2000 square feet. That square feet is nothing, that's the size of the house, how big or small the house is. Yes, Salni. Salni, you have a question? No?
I did.
Okay. How about you, Shreyanvi, sorry.
Can you repeat it again?
Okay, so I'm saying, if you look, I can see another student in the class, in the corner, next to Shreyanvi, Lovita. Okay, alright. So, when we look at area of anything, area of something means the space taken by this one, and perimeter is nothing but the boundary of the shape. So if I'm talking about a triangle, my perimeter will be this length plus this length plus this length. Add them together, that will be my perimeter. If I'm talking about perimeter of this small land of my neighbor, my perimeter will be this plus this plus this plus this length. When I add all the corners, all the outlines, that is perimeter, and the space taken by this thing is the area. Okay. So I was saying that this is my land and this is my neighbor's land. So far I was saying my land is bigger than my neighbor. Now I will say my land's area is more than the area of my neighbor. That is a more mathematical response. Yeah. Okay. Now, so I was giving another example, Shreyanvi. That was, let me pronounce your name, Shreyanvi, right? Okay. Shreyanvi. So you have to keep on correcting me till I get it right, okay? Shreyanvi. So here, I was giving another example that math is something that we use every day in our life. So when you go to somebody's house, if you find somebody's house being big or small, how do you come to that conclusion? It is the size of the house or the area of the floor. If it has, if it has big living area, so many rooms, so many stories, floors, the house is big because the area of the carpet is big. If area of the carpet is small, the house is small. So anything big or small, mathematically you can relate that with the area. Is that part clear so far? Area and perimeter? Okay. So in today's class, we have 30 more minutes. What we will do is, we will try to learn about the perimeter of rectangle, square, rhombus, kite. Basically, we'll try finding out the perimeter of different shapes today, okay? Let's see how we can find it out. And I will request all the kids not to play with the emojis because I see things flying in between and that draws my attention. So don't do that. Okay. Alright. So perimeter. Now, if I tell you guys that find out the perimeter of an equilateral triangle with side 5 cm. My question is, find out the perimeter of an equilateral triangle with side 5 centimeters. This is equilateral triangle. I am saying find out the perimeter of an equilateral triangle with side 5 centimeters. Now, how will you find it out? Two things. Let me give you guys some clue first. Okay? This is the first problem. Perimeter of an equilateral triangle. Now, if you recall what we learned in the previous classes, an equilateral triangle is a triangle where all the sides are of same length. All the sides are of same length. Okay? Equilateral triangle. So, I gave you only this. One side is 5 centimeters. But this is an equilateral triangle, meaning this side and this side are all same. Equilateral triangle means each and every side of the triangle is same. That is why I was emphasizing on learning the property of the shapes. Okay. Now when you look at the question saying find out the perimeter of an equilateral triangle where one side is 5 centimeters. Yeah? Yes, Shandy. You saying something?
No.
You are raised hand. I saw. Okay. All right. So now what we are doing is we are connecting the dots. Nehit, Tasvik, everybody here. You, yeah. So don't worry about it. Right now we are trying to solve. I'm just giving you the approach. Okay. So I said find out the perimeter of an equilateral triangle. What is an equilateral triangle? A triangle which has all sides same. Yeah? So this is an equilateral triangle. That this side same. This is an isosceles triangle where only two sides are same. And this is an Euclidean triangle where all sides are different. Yeah? So I said find out the perimeter of an equilateral triangle where the length of the side is 5 centimeters. So as soon as I said equilateral triangle, first thing flashed in your mind, oh, all sides are same. So you have drawn this triangle. Now tell me, how will you find the perimeter? Perimeter is nothing but the length of the outline. So this plus this plus this. How much that will be? $15 centimeters? Yes, Sami. Yeah, Sami again, yeah. Is it same? 15 centimeters? Yeah? So see here the catch. The catch is, knowing the property of shape is very important, right? I'm sure most of you would have gotten bored when I was talking about shapes, saying the properties and all that. But see, this is where it comes handy. I said, find out the perimeter of equilateral triangle where one side is 5 centimeters. Was that enough? Yes, it was enough if you knew the property. If you did not, you will say, okay, what about the two sides? You have given me only one side. What about the two sides? That is where I would have told. I am saying equilateral triangle. If you remember the property of equilateral triangle, every side is the same. So you don't have to learn all the three sides. Just knowing one is enough. Yeah? Make sense? Okay. Salni, I cannot see you, but I'm hoping you are able to follow me, right? Salni, are you able to follow me? See, Salni is hiding behind the screen. Okay. Alright. So coming back to the point, it's very important to know the property of shapes. That is why we have wasted or invested 2 classes, or I think 3 classes, just to know the property of shapes. Now, same way. Now let me give you guys one more question to solve. This time I will not solve unless you guys ask me to. Find out the perimeter of a square where side is 10 millimeters. Now you have to solve it, okay? Everybody try solving it and tell me what it is. And you have to just not tell me the answer, you have to tell me how part. I want to be convinced that you have understood before solving it. Find out the perimeter of a square where the side is 10 millimeter.
I don't know.
You tell me a story then. How will you solve it? Think about it and tell me. So from next class onwards, you bring a notebook and a pen. So that way, whenever you have to do some,
We have a notebook and a pen. I have to buy the pen.
buy one.
I have a pencil, not a pen.
Okay. Whatever it is, pencil and notebook is fine. Yes, Shaganya. What is that?
I've got that.
How much it is?
It's 47. You have to multiply 10 by 4.
So it will be 40 millimeter. But how? Now you have to teach me.
Because a square has 4 sides and each side has 10, so we have to multiply 10 times 4.
Right. So that is where you are recalling the property of a square, right? I just said square. I said find out the perimeter of a square where side is 10 millimeter. Yes, Yanvi.
Your voice is echoing.
Can everybody else hear me okay? Jaganya, for you it's okay?
Before. It was just before because Yagnia's the microphone. She
Okay.
was on mute, so yeah.
Okay. So yeah, coming back to the point, yes, you also got it? 40 millimeter? 40. Yeah. Why 20? Why 20? I said 10 millimeter is the length of the side. And this is square. So the same thing, like Jaganya said. Now this is where understanding of the property comes handy. Sammy, did you get the same answer? Okay. So again, I'm just trying to relate, okay? I know it might sound a little boring to you guys who already knows it, but then what I'm trying to kind of inject in your brain is this, that if you know the shape of the if you know the property of the shapes, if I say, okay, find out the perimeter of a square where the side is 10 millimeter. Yeah. No space for guesswork. So next class, next Saturday, bring a notebook and a pencil, okay? So that most of the times you will not use it, but only when I am giving you some sums, you can do the scratch work, okay? Alright. So as soon as I heard the word find out the perimeter of a square, first thing that flashed in my mind was, oh, it's square. Oh, square is something like this, where it has all the sides as equal, all sides same, and every angle is 90 degrees. This is the property I am told, right? So this is the first thing that flashed in my mind. So, okay, and the side is 10 millimeter. Oh, I need to know all the 4 sides, but in the case of square, all the sides are same. So just knowing one side is enough, right? So perimeter is this side plus this side plus this side plus this side. All are 4. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. This means 40 millimeter. 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 50 millimeter. Okay? Or there is a formula also which says 4 times length. So we don't have to memorize the formula for perimeter of a square. Perimeter means the boundary. Here, these are the 4 boundaries. These are 4 lines making the boundary. And every line is same, 10 millimeter. Add 10 4 times, done deal. Yeah? Now, this part is clear, right? So again, in this class, except Tasvik and Salmi, and probably I'm just thinking whether Yaganya knows about it or not, but Yaganya knows about it or not, but let me teach you guys one of my generic formula, a magic wand. Tasvik, do you know what is that? No? You know. My magic formula is Tran. This is my magic formula, okay? Jaganya, do you remember having heard this from me before? No? Good. At least less kids will be bored. Okay. When you solve any problem, this is your magical formula. Okay? T stands for trust. Always trust yourself that if anybody can solve a problem, that is me. Okay? So make that as your personality. Okay? Even if you don't know it, it's okay. Just be confident, overconfident, super confident. That if there is a problem to be solved, I can solve it. Okay? So never lose the battle before you fight it out. That's what it means. Don't look at the problem, oh, this looks difficult. No, I cannot solve it. Don't give up. Yaditi.
Is it tram or tran?
Tran. T-R-A-N. Okay? So T stands for trust. So every problem that you come across, keep in your mind that if anybody in the world can solve it, that is me. Have that confidence in yourself. Every time, always. And that should be your personality also. Anybody... Huh? Okay. So T is your trust, your personality, your character, your behavior, your belief. Okay? Keep that with you always. If any of you think that you cannot trust yourself, stop coming to this class. That's my request to each one of you, okay? Unless you trust yourself, you cannot go anywhere. Okay? That is T. And then comes RAN. R stands for read. When you get the question to solve, read it as many times as possible till you get tired and bored. Okay? A class example, I said, find out the perimeter of a square. Perimeter of a square. Side is 10 millimeter. What will you do? Find out the perimeter of a square where the side is 10 millimeter. Read one more time. Find out the perimeter of the square when the length is 5 millimeter. Okay, let's do one more time. Find out the perimeter of the square when the length is 10 millimeter. When you read 2-3 times, question becomes very clear to you. Oh, this is asking me to find out the perimeter. And what is the perimeter? Perimeter is the outer line. Okay, fine. Understood the question. And what is given to me? Side of the length, side is 10 millimeter. That is what is read. Read till you get tired. Remember this. When you guys grow bigger, you will start dealing with word problems lot more. And that is where reading the question again and again would actually help you make the question much easier. If a question is looking difficult, if you read it once, it will be difficult. Read it 3 times, it will become half difficult. The difficulty level will become half. If you read a question 3 times, try doing it. It's a magical formula, trust me. I have seen it today. Okay? Yaditi.
What's the question?
There is no question. I mean, I'm saying when you have a mathematical problem to solve, I'm talking about the process part, beta, okay? So I'm saying, if you have a question to solve, any question and every question, your first thing is read it. Read 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, depending on how many times you want to, till you get tired. Okay? Yeah? Then comes analysis. This is called analysis. Meaning, when you read the question so many times, you got the information, then your brain starts working. Okay, I got this information. Area of a perimeter is length of all the sides. I'm given one side, and I know that in the square all the sides are same. This is when your brain is working, not you. Only your brain is working. Meaning you're not solving the problem. You're still thinking. You're coming up with your plan. Okay? Read the question multiple times, then you think about it, how you're going to solve it. And then you come to N. N stands for Nike. What does Nike say? Just do it. So when you come to this stage, then you just do it. Meaning, you have read the question enough, you have all the information about the question, you know what is to be done, you have done your analysis, figured out how you're going to solve it, then you start doing it. What mistakes we all make? We get the question, we start solving it. Chance of going wrong is more. So when you read the question a couple of times, make it easy for you, understandable to you, then you analyze what will be your approach, what formula you will use, what information you have, and then you try doing it. Meaning, then this is the easiest part. And then your chance of going wrong is less. Okay? If you follow this approach. So keep this formula with you, whether you learn math from me for rest of the classes or you go elsewhere. But use this approach for yourself. Okay? And you will see the difference. My daughter is in 12th grade. One of my daughters is in 12th grade, one is in 6th grade. So I was teaching my elder daughter today. I told her the same thing one more time. And I asked her to apply this approach. The problem that she was trying to solve, she did not need my help after she applied this. Okay? So this is a proven theory. Okay? Try that. Don't have to try it tomorrow, day after. Start getting into the practice of doing it. Whenever you get a question, read it. Read it. Read it. And then you think, okay, how would I solve? Am I going to apply this formula, that formula? Am I going to add? Am I going to subtract? And then you try doing it. And then you will probably find it worthy of using it. Okay? Shanvi crying after hearing this formula. Is it sounding difficult? Yeah? Okay, let me make it easy. Any question any problem that you have to solve, okay? Don't try solving it. Don't try solving it. First thing is read the question. Read the question. Then make your plan. Okay, now I have read the question. Now let me think, how will I solve? Am I going to use this formula, that formula, adding, subtracting, multiplying? Then you make your plan and then you try solving it. So I'm not teaching anything complicated. What I'm telling you is, when you get a question to solve, when you are sitting in an exam, don't jump onto solving a problem. Pick up a question, read it couple of times, make your plan, then try solving it. Pick the second question, read it couple of times, make your plan, then try solving it. Pick the third question, read it couple of times, understand it, make your plan, then try solving it. Don't straight jump into solving the problem is what my recommendation is. Does it make sense now? Yeah? Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll try not to talk about Chan one more time because Salmi is already tired and you guys heard me today. But yeah, we'll see if there's a need. Okay? Nate, does it make sense now? So any problem that I give you to solve, don't worry about the problem. Don't think it's a difficult or easy problem. Read it a couple of times. And once you read it, then you will know what to do with it. Okay? Yeah? Alright. So this is on the perimeter. So we looked at perimeter, we looked at how to find out perimeter of shapes like a triangle, rectangle, square and all. And you have to just add the size, that's it. Only thing that you'll have to remember would be when you're talking about a circle, do you guys know what is a circle? Daddy's car's wheel, yeah, looks like a circle. When the fan rotates, looks like a circle.
Oh, where's the fan?
Where's the fan?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a circle? Yes, Yanvi. Yanvi, tell me.
Wait, I forgot.
No, I was asking, you guys know what is a circle, right? Every day we see circle around us. Yeah? The fan, the car's wheel, even the gas stove looks like a circle only, right?
Yeah.
Even the bulb here that you see here on the roof is a circle.
And the tires.
The tires are the circles, yeah? This bike also has tires and circles.
The flashlight.
Yeah? And yes, Alini, you had a question? No? Okay. So what I was saying was, if you have to find out the perimeter of anything, what you do is add all the sides. If you are talking about perimeter of triangle, you will add all the sides. If you are talking about perimeter of pentagon, you will add all the sides. What will you do with the circle? Where is the side? Very difficult. This is a trap. Okay. Yeah. So, how would you find out the perimeter of a circle? This is where we end up learning a formula for the perimeter. And perimeter of a circle is called 2 into pi into r. Now, pi is nothing but a constant whose value is 22/7. Okay? Somebody has given this formula. And I'm not trying to prove it right now. Once you guys go to 10th or 11th grade, I will teach you guys calculus, and that is when I will tell you how this formula came into existence. Okay? For now, you will just remember this formula, 2 pi r, where 2 is 2, pi equals 22/7, and r is nothing but the radius of the circle. Radius. Yeah, Aditi, you have a question.
I just want to say what does a circle look like?
Right. Yeah, tell me. Tell me what a circle looks like.
The circle is the only one that has 0 vertices.
0 vertices, yep. Or maybe infinite vertices. Yep. Hey everyone, you have joined 10 minutes ahead of time. So, I'm with the level 1 kids right now. So, circle's property is this. If I have a circle, what it means is, there is something called a center. Okay? Center of the circle. And what happens is, this center's distance with the border, anywhere in the border, this is same. Let's say from here to the border is 5 centimeter, here to border also will be 5 centimeter, here to border, this side also will be 5 centimeter. And this is called radius. If you relate that with the fan, the ceiling fan, right? I'm not sure if you guys have ceiling fan in your house or not. If you look at the ceiling fan, there are blades, right?
Yes.
Which rotates, correct? The length of the blade is fixed. So when it rotates, it looks like a circle. The length of the blade, these are the blades, if you can see. When the fan is rotating, these are the blades that you see. And the length of the blade is nothing but called radius. Radius is nothing but the distance between the center and the boundary of the circle. Okay? So every point on the boundary of the circle is same distance from the center, which is called radius. So here the perimeter of a circle is 2 times pi times r. 2 times pi times r. Now pi is nothing but pi will be equal to nothing but 22/7. Wherever you have to apply pi, you will just put this value, okay? Now if I ask you, find out the perimeter of a circle where the radius is 14 centimeter. Okay? I'm saying radius is equal to this much. If I say find out the perimeter of a circle, you will say, okay, 2 times pi times r. This is the perimeter. Here what do I know? 2 I know. Pi I also know. And radius is how much? 14 centimeter. Yeah? So, only thing that I know this might sound, hey Dikshita, you are little early for the class, maybe 5 more, or no, actually 7 more minutes. So right now I'm with the kids from level 1. Once I finish this, we'll start at 5 o'clock. Okay? So here I'm saying, like when we were seeing shapes with sides, what we were doing, we were adding all the sides to find out the perimeter, because that's the outline. Perimeter is nothing but the outline. Here in case of a circle, you don't see anything. So that's why we are given this formula, 2 pi r. 2 times pi times r. Pi is 22/7, 2 is 2, r is your radius. So if somebody gives you a radius and says find out the perimeter, you will just put in this formula and calculate. Does it make sense? Or it is confusing? Confusing? Little bit confusing?
Yeah, little.
Little bit confusing? Let's see what everybody is saying here. Okay? So, what do you say, Shanvi? Whatever we have learned so far, is that looking confusing? No? No, not confusing. Aditi? Sami? No? Okay. It's fine. See, I'll tell you. See, this is so far. What we'll do is we'll spend some more time with this in the next class. Okay? I don't want to overwhelm you guys with lot of information and you don't learn anything. We spend 2 hours. You learn one thing that remains with you for long. That is our takeaway. That is what we are here for. You spend 2 hours. You learn a lot of things. Nothing stays with you. That's a total loss. Yeah. So we'll come back to this one. We'll try talking about the perimeter. We'll try solving few problems together for the circle in the next class. And you will bring your notebook and a pencil so that we can do it together in the class. And then only once you practice, then the fear, the confusion, the discomfort that we have right now, that will be gone. So don't worry about it. Okay? We'll solve the problem and we'll not leave it till we are very confident about it. Okay? Alright? So that brings us to the end of the class. We have 5 more minutes, but if you guys have any questions, so Dikshita, Sarnika, Pranav, you guys are 5 minutes early for the class. So right now I'm with the kids from level 1. I'm just wrapping up the class. After that, we'll start the class for you guys. Okay? So don't worry. I mean, if I'm talking something which sounds very, very much known to you, it's just because you have learned it before. Alright. So yeah. So whatever we learned, Sami, Yaganya, Aditi, Shanvi and Salni, we will come back to this one. We'll do more sums actually, okay? Because if we solve few problems, it becomes our concept. If we just learn and then forget, no good. Yeah? So we'll come back to this. Let's do some problems together in the next class, and that would give us a lot more confidence, comfort with respect to what we have learned today. Alright? That brings us to the end of the class. I'm